Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the control box for the dual MOT rotary spark gap powered Tesla coil. In front of me I've got the RF chokes to show you them finished. They have the bolt in the bottom with shrink tubing to go through the wood. They have the bolt in the top ready for taking the connection, and both of those are finished. And now we're moving on to the control box and actually wiring these into the old record player cabinet that I'm using. This is going to be my control box. Just a second. Wrong way. Oh, what's going on? So we have this. It's one of my children's boxes that the magnet fishing magnet came in, because we have a river near us and they wanted to have a go at magnet fishing, and they lost the magnet, but I've gained a box. So I'm going to use this for my control box, and I've got an emergency stop button. Obviously I'm not just going to mount this to the box like that, because it'll look a bit daft. But if we look inside, underneath here, it says open there. You just push this across like that, and then the electrics come away, and then there's just a nut in the back here that you take off, and then this should just turn off. There we go. So now I've got my emergency stop button, and you need the key to unlock it. So if I ever need to do anything on the Tesla coil, always make sure that that's pushed in and that I take the key out, and then no way can the Tesla coil be activated while I'm doing anything on it. Not that I would do anything on it with the power on anyway. I would unplug it from the wall before starting. So what I'll do is, when I figure out whereabouts on here I'm going to put this, I'll drill a hole this size. It looks about 25 mil-ish. I'll drill a hole in my lid and I'll put that in, and then obviously I'll put the wire in on the back, on the inside of the box. The good thing about this box also is it's waterproof, so that's good. Not that it's ever going to be outside in the wet. This is the potentiometer for the scroll saw motor that'll be going into the lid. This is the AC to DC converter for the scroll saw motor. We have the motor terminals coming out here. We have the live and the neutral here, and then this is where we wire our variable resistor in to here. That'll be going inside the box, out of the way. There's a nice bridge rectifier, full bridge rectifier there. Little electro boom there. This is the power switch for the scroll saw. I'm going to keep that. It has a little enclosure that it goes inside of, and it's fused, and it also has a ground that goes to the motor body, and there's another ground here that goes to the frame that the motor sits in. So we have those that are going into the box. This will be going into the box as well, and then I've got just an ordinary switch that lights up inside. It's a 240-volt switch, so you have your live and neutral coming in and they're not on, and then you have the live and neutral coming out. So when you press the switch, it joins both of these contacts together and makes the light come on inside here. I'll be having one of those for the fan motors, to turn the fans on inside the cupboard to keep. I've noticed that when I've been doing my Tesla coils, when I've built things in an enclosure, the spark gap soon demolishes all of the oxygen that's inside the enclosure, and then the spark changes because it's got no oxygen to help the arc from electrode to the other electrode. The Tesla coil then has a weaker output, so I find that keeping the enclosure well ventilated aids in keeping the spark gap quenched, but also in supplying the enclosure with enough oxygen for the spark to jump across. So then we've got a few miscellaneous bits. This is the power in. This is to stop noise from the 12-volt DC motor going back into the mains. There's also a little toroid on the chassis earth. These will be going to UK 240-volt mains, so they have a dedicated earth. That'll be going to that, and the Tesla coil will have its own individual ground rod in the ground. So this is what I'm going to be doing, and I'll upload a video when I can of all this coming together, with the coils going into the enclosure and the enclosure being wired up. So I'll be back soon. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.